Hey guys, it's Genevieve. Welcome to or back to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking you through a full body stretching routine for absolute beginners. So even if you have potentially never stretched a day in your life, this video will help you gain some flexibility. I'm also going to be showing you a few different modifications for each stretch as we go along. Things like adding blocks or using a chair to make the stretches a little bit less intense where you need them to be. So yeah, without further ado, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into the routine. Okay, starting off nice and simple, you're gonna stand with a straight back and just look up and down, trying to relax any tension that's built up in that area. Then tilting your head from one side to the other, allowing your body to shift with the movement as well if that feels right for you. Followed by 2 circles to the right and then 2 circles to the left. Moving on, you're going to circle your shoulders back 5 times and then forward 5 times. And as you do this, I want you to think about drawing big circles with your shoulders, trying to get as big of a movement as possible. Then standing in a wide second, you're going to reach one arm over. It doesn't matter how far you go, as long as you're feeling that little bit of a stretch along the side of your body. And then repeating that same stretch on the other side. And circling down, you can grab your elbows and just do some rocks side to side. Again, it doesn't matter how far down you go. And then placing your hands down in the center. If you need to make this a little bit less intense, you can place blocks at any height under your hands just to take some of that pressure off of your hamstrings. Alternatively, you could also use a chair or bench if that is more accessible to you. Moving into our next sequence, you're going to start in a right leg lunge, which just means your right leg is bent in front of you and your left leg is stretched out straight behind you. In this stretch for modification, you can add blocks under that front hand, and if you are someone that struggles with knee trouble, you can also place a block under your back knee, and this is just going to allow you to feel a little bit more supported in the stretch. Dropping our left knee and placing one block under our right hand, you're going to reach that left arm over, and this is going to be a super nice stretch along that front left hip flexor. If you need to add pillows or blocks under that back knee, feel free to do so as well. Moving into our half split stretch, you're going to have your right leg straight out in front of you with a flexed foot, and you're going to place blocks under your hands. In this stretch, you really want to have square hips. Basically, this just means if you were to have lights on your hip bones, you want them both to be pointing directly in front of you. And from here, you're just going to reach as far forward as you can. Moving on, we're going to repeat all of that on our other side. So now you're going to have your left leg bent in front of you and your right leg stretched back. Again, adding those blocks underneath your knee and hand if you need to. Feel free to also add more blocks if you want to. Then dropping our left knee down and placing a block under our left hand. This time we're going to reach our right arm over and get that nice front hip flexor stretch. And then moving back into that hamstring half split stretch, this time with our left leg straight in front of us, again squaring off those hips, and then just reaching forward with those blocks under our hands. Moving into our next sequence, you're going to stand with straight legs with your right leg in front. You're going to square off those hips again, and you can also place blocks under your hands at any level, just working your way down closer to the floor. Now you're going to flex that front leg as you plie with your back leg, and this is another really great gentle hamstring stretch. Now to switch the bend, you're going to bend your front leg and stretch your back leg. Feel free to add blocks under your hands as well if you want to make it a little bit less intense. And now we're going to repeat all of that on our left side. So now we are standing with straight legs with our left leg in front. Again, add those blocks if you want to make it a little bit less intense. And just like on the other side, you're going to bend your back leg and stretch your front leg with a flexed foot. You can pull on it as well to just get a deeper stretch. And now you're going to switch the bend. Moving on, we're going to go into that half split position again, and this time we're going to go a little bit further if we can. In this stretch, you want to keep your hips square, so just like I said before, imagine you have headlights on the front of your hip bones. You want them to be directing straight towards that front foot, and that is how you know that your hips are square. This is just going to make the stretch a lot more effective. And again, to modify it, I have blocks under my hands just to help keep my body more upright. And you can also alternatively put chairs on either side of you or do this next to a couch just to make it a little bit less intense. But again, only go as far as you can. And of course, now we're going to move on to our other side. And just to give you a little bit of an idea of what the progression of this stretch looks like, it is just lowering the blocks a little bit and sliding further down into that split until eventually your hips can touch the floor. Moving on, we're gonna do a froggy stretch, as we call it. And this, your body has a pretty good idea of how far you can go naturally just based on your bone structure, but you're just going to open your knees to either side of you, propping your body up on either your elbows or your hands. You can put pillows under your body if that is more comfortable for you. And in this stretch, you want to think about keeping your core engaged and not arching your back. Now in a seated position, we're going to move into a straddle stretch. So you have your legs open on either side of you and you're just reaching down as far as you can. In this stretch, you could be on your hands or your elbows, or if you feel comfortable enough, you can lower your chest to the floor. And coming out of that, we're going to move into a light shoulder stretch. You're just going to sit with your hands behind you and move your hips forward as far as you can, just enough to feel a little bit of a stretch in the front of your shoulders. This you might also feel a little bit in your chest too. And last but not least, laying on your stomach, you're going to go into a cobra stretch, which is just pressing up, straightening your arms and tilting your head back. If this is too intense for you, you can also stay on your elbows and just think about directing your chest forward out in front of you, keeping a nice lifted upper body. Okay, so that is the full follow along stretching routine for absolute beginners. I really hope that these stretches help you gain the flexibility that you want. I promise if you do this consistently for a few months, you are definitely going to see some progress. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe and tick the bell icon to get notified every time I upload a new video. Here's my Instagram and TikTok if you would like to see more content from me. And until next time, I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!